Welcome, sports fans. Welcome back to another live. It's been a while. I'm your host, Jomar.
I'm Rush.
And this is the Start That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, and riveting sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet.
Yes, people, before we get into this stream, don't forget to like the video. And people watching it back on the playback, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the Start That Sports TV if you're not already subscribed. And leave a comment.
Yes.
What else you want to do?
I want you guys to share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys manage to get us 6 subscribers, do you know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day?
Wow, holy people. But we're here because we received some news. And we're here to speak about it, bro. We didn't have an itch. We're not wasting time.
We're not having the time for that.
We're not having time for waste. So I get right into it.
Yes, sir.
So, Craig Butler did an interview with the Gleaner company. Where we spoke about the JFF and, him having some issues with the way they operate. And obviously he said this on our channel before.
Yeah.
He said it on many channels before, that there's clearly a conflict of interest between some members of the JFF hierarchy and, the selection process, the coaches, the clubs in the country. And he doesn't like what is going on. So he's saying, them bias and they select players so that they can sell players and make money. This is their grand scheme. This is their grand plan. This is how they intend to benefit of our football in Jamaica. So, because of that statement, GenSec, apparently the JFF have a new general secretary.
Not apparently.
They have a new GenSec now.
And to be honest, people, we've not spoken about it, but I am quite enamored with the appointment.
So
and
good
I think
appointment.
to this point, he's done very well in his post.
Yeah, that's right. And so, the new GenSec, Mr. Dennis Chung, released a statement. Well, he replied to the Gleaner article. I might put it up on the screen. If enough people coming at the stream right now, I put the letter that was addressed to the Gleaner by the JFF on the stream. But yeah, he addressed the article, he addressed the Gleaner company, and I say, yo, I'm gonna read it, obviously, people, because more and more people come in.
Yeah.
More and more people come in. And then I'm gonna read the letter that Dennis Chung wrote to the Gleaner company. But man, basically I say, yo, what is Craig Butler talking about? Have your proof, bro. What are you talking about? So before we even read the letter, let's talk about the issue, bro. How do we feel about what Craig Butler is saying?
To be fair, I'm not necessarily in disagreement with what Craig Butler says. And though it might be hard to provide tangible proof of the occurrence of what he speaks, it is something that I think it's clear that happens. I genuinely do believe that the clubs responsible for Jamaican football, especially at the youth level, and as it matriculates to the senior level, I genuinely believe that they use the national team as a spotlight to sell players.
Yeah.
And it's clear, and the reason why it's so clear to me is because of the selection and omission of various players. Like, there are some players that you're like, how is it that this guy is in this position, being put on this platform, as compared to this guy who is so clearly better, and is not given the same opportunities? And one can only make the educated assertion that this is because, the conflict of interest that lies with the person who is in charge of this particular player and the links and the association that he has with the national team and what he can get from having that player in the national team as compared to another player who might not be backed by that particular, link situation.
And you said that we can think about it and mention what are some of the people that you think, were snubbed because of this corruption or because of this, conflict of interest on the part of some other players?
All right, well, I can outright say that Dejan Richards, especially in the recent under-20s, is somebody that, it's hard to fathom him not being in the squad. It's kind of insane to think, how can he, a player of his quality, not be included in any youth squad?
To this point, Dejan Richards
has never
represented Jamaica at any level, and to think about that is kind of crazy.
It's absurd.
For the fact that he has been a standout from under 13. How?
But continue. Another individual you think about is Omari Hutchinson, a Chelsea player. Like, he was recently on the team sheet in the weekend's past game, where Chelsea were embarrassed. But he was on the team sheet. And it was interesting to me, where you had Omari Hutchinson with the Jamaican flag beside of his name, because he has indeed played for Jamaica.
That is right.
In fact, he was camping with the under-20s until due to some quote-unquote technical difficulties, he was then omitted from the final roster.
Yeah.
And all of this, bro, it's funny to me. It's weird to me. And could it be that players in Omari Hutchinson's position served the interest of the people picking the squad?
Bro, but think about the players that have been included in the national team. You know, we think about Tyreek Zimenez.
Yeah.
Or we think about
In the senior team.
In the senior team, I'm talking about the senior team. Or we think about Christopher Pearson.
Yeah.
Now, these are players that, and obviously we know, people, we're not here to say this is true or not. We're just saying, you know, what we know to be true already. You know, we're only stating facts. You know, Craig Butler mentions that the conflict of interest, is, you know, has to do with Mr. Rudolph Speed, Cavaliers, and the JFF. That is where the conflict of interest is, right? And Zimenez played for Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
Pearson plays for Cavaliers. I would see even ex-Cavalier players like Alex Marshall and some players that, you know, we can say definitely did not warrant a call-up, you know,
into the senior
in the senior team at some point. We see them just getting call-ups, and then we talk about players that are standing out and are not getting call-ups. I think that is where the issue is. Players, you know, like the goalkeeper from Cavalier, you know, is getting call-up and Jaden White and we have better players, so why are they not getting call-ups? I get it.
And Hakeem Chambers, the backup Waterhouse goalkeeper, he was recently named into the national senior team when he can't even stay on the field consistently for Waterhouse, who weren't even the dominant team in the JPL.
Yeah.
So please explain to me how then did he warrant an international call-up at 25 years old, at 24 years, I think Hakeem Chambers is our age, at 24 years old, without being the top player in his team.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense.
People, make it make sense. And we're here not saying that one thing happened or a next thing didn't happen. We're just here stating the facts and we're trying to make sense of it. Again, people, I have the response from the JFF to the Gleaner Company about the interview that they did with Craig Butler. And I'm going to read it. I'm going to talk about it. But people, it looks spooky, especially when you name a squad, bro, or you name a training camp and it's pure players from one team. Or a lot of players from one specific team. It looks that way.
Or at least derived from a particular team. Like you mentioned the likes of Alex Marshall, so on and so forth, who, like Christopher Pearson, who doesn't necessarily ply their trade at that said team. And I'm going to go ahead and say the team is Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And is either they play there or they once played there.
They're affiliated.
And there is a close tie between those players and the Cavaliers program.
And how would Craig Butler prove this? How could he possibly prove this to say that, yo, there is a conflict of interest and here is my proof? Now, the thing is, I remember one time, you know, people, I hope you guys remember this, where Craig Butler did a live. He was on Ryan's live. I think it was the same night, you know, with Mr. Speed. And Mr. Speed said, yo, he asked Craig to send in a list of his players and he would bring it to the selection, you know, the people responsible for the selection, and he would suggest who, whatever.
Yeah.
So I am saying, if you would do that, I said this in a previous video, if you would do that for Craig's players, you ask Craig for his best 11 or whatever, and you're gonna bring this to the JFF selection and say, yo, consider these players. Why then would you not do that same thing, if not more, for your own players? You know, so people didn't really clap that when he said that, you know, bro. Because that's the first thing that came to my mind. If you're going to bring Craig players to the...
Repeat and recite that. Because that point that you just made, and you obviously have heard it before because, man, you have spoken. But I want you to repeat that point, you know? Because that's a very good point that you made.
You have to think about
it. If you were advocating for Craig Butler, let's say, and one Chang asked, provide proof, Mr. Butler. Tell me the proof that your player is being omitted because of nepotism and so on and so forth. Your response advocating for Craig Butler could be that Rudolph Speed himself said that he instructed Mr. Butler to provide
his
a set number of players.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure of the number, so I won't quote it right now.
Yeah.
But Rudolph Speed instructed Craig Butler to provide him, Speed, with a set number of players that he would then propose to the selection panel to be selected into his team. We could use that as proof because if
So you do suggest players to the selection.
Exactly.
So you do.
And if Rudolph Speed has the power to instruct Craig Butler to give him Rudolph Speed, a list.
Mhm.
That means Rudolph Speed then possesses the power to write a bigger list for himself, considering that he has the power to initiate talks with our selection of Craig Butler's player. So what power does he have to initiate selection of his own players?
Let's personalize it. If you were, on the technical committee, or you were responsible for selection, and you have some players that you see every day, you know how good they are. You know that even if another player is better than them, they are not that much better than them. You know. Would you put your player or suggest your player to be selected? Would you? Honestly. And even if you do, it's not even necessarily something, obviously it's something bad, but the honesty is respected. Because even Craig Butler said that, if I was there, I would have pushed my players too. You get me? I said, would you push your players? I honestly want to know that. Because I feel like
the only thing I want in this whole entire world is to see my country consistently qualifying for every single World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see the best 11 players go out and represent Jamaica. Kemar Lawrence is my favorite reggae boy. Alphas Powell is one of my favorite wingbacks.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of Shamar Nichols and so on and so forth are players that I hold dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me if I would rather Max Aarons play right back for me, or at this moment in time, Amari Bell, or if Ivan Toney made himself available, Ivan Toney over Shamar Nichols.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes every day.
Because you want the best.
But that's just me. True. I'm not a normal human being.
All right.
Most people would probably say, honestly, that they would recommend their players.
Yeah.
I personally would recommend the players that would best suit Jamaica.
All right, so let's adjust some comments real quick. I see Mr. Paul Edwards obviously disagreeing with what we're saying. So let's read the comment. So he said that you guys are speaking lies. I heard the Speed interview. We were on the interview actually. We reacted to the interview, so I know the interview.
Somebody said I know you are staunch supporters of Craig.
All right, so let's address those two comments. So the first one, you guys are speaking lies. I heard the Speed interview. We are not saying that Rudolph Speed brought his players and suggested them to the selection panel.
I can't help but make a comment.
Wait, man, we're gonna
people should tell Craig Butler that.
We're gonna get to it. Hold on, man, we're gonna get to it. We're not saying that Mr. Speed push this player. We don't know that. We're trying to make sense of what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
We are just simply trying to put two and two together. So we're not saying these are facts that Mr. Speed is pushing his players, or he suggested 10 players or 15 players. We are simply just saying that he said out of his own mouth that Craig gave him a list and he brought that list.
He said out of his mouth that he instructed
he asked for
Craig to give him a list. Yeah. And all we're saying that if the JFF wants evidence, if I was Mr. Butler's attorney,
that's what
I would say, that if Mr. Speed has the authority to tell me to create a list of my players that he would submit to a selection panel, doesn't that then mean he would possess the authority to provide a bigger list of players that he want to be selected?
Yeah.
Simple deduction.
Answer.
So we're not making things up. We're not telling lies.
Bro,
we're saying exactly what Mr. Speed said. Mr. Speed instructed Craig Butler to give him a list.
Exactly. We're not even saying that we know that even what Mr. Speed is saying is true. We're just simply saying that he said it.
Yeah.
It could be lying. We're going to take his word for it. We don't know. It could have been a case where he did suggest his players. He suggested players from Harborview. He suggested players from Arnett. He suggested players from Cavaliers. He suggested players from Phoenix. It could be a case like that. But we're simply saying that he suggested players. So if you suggested players.
And that he has the authority to suggest players.
Yes.
So we've established by that statement made by Rudolph Speed that yes, I indeed possess the authority to submit players to the selection panel.
Yeah. And
that's not a lie.
That's not a lie. So people, again, I am going to put up the email that was sent by Mr. Dennis Chung to the Gleaner responding to Craig Butler's comments. But before we even put up the email, bro, I just want to make sense of it. Does Craig Butler's allegations, does it make any sense? And I think, we can see we have a point. I'm not saying it is true or it's a lie, because I don't have any tangible evidence, and I'm not going to spread propaganda or whatever. But I can understand where Craig Butler is coming from. There's Dujan Whisper Richards that represent Phoenix. You have Dan Hugh Mitchell is one of the best defenders in right now. Big Nell comes from Phoenix. We have Akeem Bernard, that is one of the best goalkeepers at the level. We have Dante Peralta, who is definitely one of the best defenders at the level. We're talking about Zane Pinnock, standout winger in the Manning Cup, and these players didn't get a looking for the under 20. Then we see Zimenez and Pearson, players who were good standouts at the Manning Cup level.
Don't get me wrong.
Introducing national program.
Zimenez and Pearson should have been in that under 20.
For sure. But I'm talking about the senior team.
Oh, the senior team.
They got called up to the senior team. So when you think about, obviously, Craig, it's kind of personal for Craig Butler, because he knows that his players are being left out. And he knows that, obviously, bro, a blind man can see that there are problems between Craig Butler and the JFL. Clearly, they don't like each other. We can see that. I have no evidence to say that, but based on Craig Butler bashing them and them bashing him, they clearly have some problem with each other. But I understand where Craig Butler is coming from. Bro, we have we have between 75 and 80 people on the live. You feel like we can pull up the email?
Bro, we have 15 likes.
I don't love that. I don't love that at all. Talk to them, bro.
People, the thing is, we want the stream to be liked so that this information can be disseminated to more people. And the more likes that there are on this video itself right now, the more YouTube will push it to many people. And the more people that will come on here and interact with us and interact with the live. Who knows? Some very special people might be attracted to the live and might be able to come on to give us insight. So we are asking Nice to please just, if you're here, just like the stream.
Yeah.
Just like it will help the stream grow. It will help more people to be exposed to it, and it will allow for the content provided to be better. We're not going to hold the envelope. We're not going to hold the letter ransom or anything. We're going to show the letter, but there are 80 people watching right now. Can we please have 80 likes?
Yeah, that's all I ask for. Like the video, people. Like that video. Straight up.
But regardless of whether or not the like,
no, we're going to show them regardless.
We are going to show the letter that the Gen Sec. By the way, I repeat, I am very impressed with the work that he's done.
Yeah, bro, and
I think he's doing very good things with the program, and I pray what them say, long may it continue.
Yeah, long may it continue. I'm just getting the thing up.
All right, so we're up to 54 likes, people. Please continue to push. Get us to 80 likes. Rush is currently working on getting the letter up. We're not holding the letter and some people. We're getting the letter up, but
not
please,
at all.
in the meanwhile, continue to like to like up the stream. By the way, people, a lot of Manning Cup coverage. We've been working very hard in the Manning Cup. We've been doing a lot of groundbreaking interviews, a lot of unprecedented content. So after this live, as soon as it is finished, people go and check out some of our stuff. But yeah, keep liking the stream. Can our technical man please get the letter?
All right.
Are you taking so long?
Before we read the letter, bro, may I respond to some comments real quick?
All right, let's do it.
All right, because we have almost 100 people in the live, bro. The likes are go up.
I'm going to check one more time. We have 58 likes.
Like the video, people. All right.
People, we have 100 people on the stream. Please just like the video. It won't take anything.
I know you guys coming.
It would help so much.
All right. I know you guys coming because you want to see a comment on the screen and you want us to respond to it. So let's do it. Paul Edwards, I know you two are staunch supporters of Craig. We like what Craig do in terms of his football. We and Craig don't necessarily have a personal relationship. We've had him on our program multiple times. Now we like what Craig does. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. But I hear you. Mona for Manning Cup. I picked Mona. Joe Mar picked Georges. Paul Edwards, it seems you are in support of JFF corruption. That are you on him problem. I just that one day. Paul Edwards, bless up. Sounds like common sense.
Yeah. Well, I think what we're saying is common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense. We're not even making allegations, bro. All right. So if that's the case, why Whisper did not make the under 20 team? I have no clue why Whisper didn't make the under 20 team. Whisper should have been. In fact, I heard some whispers that Whisper was injured. That's what I heard.
That was the story that they tried to perpetrate. Who knows whether or not it's true? Whisper Camp denies those allegations, Allegation, the right word, probably not. But Whisper claims. Whisper's camp denies the claims that Whisper was indeed unhealthy. They said he was fit and ready to go play for Jamaica. He just wasn't called up.
All right. Portmore Buzz, speed is corrupting Jamaican football. That's what you said. Portmore Buzz again, speed out. That's what you said. Stacey and here consultant. Can I read that? Let's see what she said, people.
She said Ras.
Oh, Ras, she said. Ras from STG.
Yes, Virgin.
No, man. Xavier Taylor, a big baller.
Exactly.
Xavier Taylor, a big baller. I'm sorry.
Apologize to Stacey.
I'm sorry, Stacey. Stacey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, shut up with the Ras, bro.
All right. No, man. Xavier Taylor, a big baller.
Yeah, Virgin.
Xavier Taylor, a big baller. And,
big up Stacey here, consultant.
South Cry. I'm not a fan of Butler. However, both he and Speed are bad for each other, I think you're saying.
Or as bad as each other.
As bad as each other.
He's saying they equal.
What's going on with my reading today?
They equal each other out with their badness. That's what he's trying to say.
I hear you.
So that's what he said.
That's what he said. Butler wants his players alone to make the national teams. Butler to respond to that one. Wish more people could see this for real.
Bro, like up the video, people. Get us more likes, and many people will be exposed to this content. Because trust me, it's a lot. You know, we have 100 people and just 64 likes, so people aren't liking it, unfortunately.
All right. So
but, I mean, continue to watch on.
Whisper is a great player, but I don't think we should call conspiracy because a 16-year-old is not in our national squad.
Senior team.
No,
fine. Yes. We're not calling conspiracy because he's not called up in the senior team. But not being called up in the under-20 team when Whisper is clearly the best local under-20 player that we have at our disposal, definitely conspiracy.
Hey, and a lot of people say, we don't know that Whisper is this good. We didn't know. The competition was just 4 or 3 months ago.
And he's currently
the same Whisper.
He's currently playing an under-19 competition.
Exactly. So he could have played under-20. He's the same Whisper. So Jason Guna say, yo, just earned a subscriber. Keep up the works. Bless up my G. You know that guy already. Paul Edwards finally responded. Mr. Speed said he does not tell the selection panel who to pick. Speed told Craig to send him the list of players and he will hand the list over to the panel and the panel will decide who they call. But that's exactly what we're saying. We're not saying that Speed say, yo, pick them money, pick them money, pick them money.
Speed has a direct line to the panel. That's exactly what we're saying. Speed has the rush. If me and you own the club, me and you own the football academy, and we wanted our players to get selected, could we just go type on our computer a list of 11 of our players that we want to submit and then go directly to the selection panel and say, here is a list of players that you guys should probably consider? Do we have that pool? And also, not very many people will. Rudolph Speed is one of those very few people who has that pool.
And also what Craig Butler is saying, well, here you know, Paul Edwards, that's a good point that you make because we agree with it. What Craig Butler is also saying, Mr. Speed, you're responsible. You're one of the people responsible for selecting the coach, right? You're one of the people responsible for the selection of players or whatever. You are responsible for this. Or one of the people somewhere along the line. If you are then responsible for selecting the coach, if you go to the coach and suggest players to the coach, wouldn't the coach then be inclined to listen to you because you are responsible for hiring him and firing him? So that's what Craig Butler is saying. People, I'm not necessarily saying that we agree with this or disagree with this. We're just laying it out there. Does that sound like common sense to you, bro? Does that make any sense? If you hire me and then you suggest something to me, I'm more inclined to listen to you. Because I'm going to say, yo, my faith, you have that in your hands. You understand? So that's what Craig Butler is saying. I understand it. I'm not necessarily saying I saw it go, but I understand it. Bro, we have 100 people. I have to read the thing now. Because the people them good things say, yo, man, cool the thing from them. All right. So here is the letter. Here is the letter. I'm going to read it from my phone. Hopefully people them can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it. We'll zoom it in real quick.
Things I mean, I know. Things I mean,
where you sing, bro?
Things I mean, I know. Them are cut to side. Things I mean, I know.
All right. See the letter here, bro. So it was adjusted to the editor, the cleaner company, right on North Street. You know, the other institution on North Street, not a great institution.
So about two of them, Georges and cleaner, right?
Anyways,
I probably should make that.
And if you continue all the way out, you're gonna say Kingston Public Hospital. A joke, people. Kingston College is the other way. Don't forget that. The best institution on North Street. Anyways, the letter. This is the letter. Dear sirs, I refer to your article titled The Craig Butler Project Part 2, published in the Gleaner on Sunday, October 30th, 2022, and certain comments attributed to Mr. Butler. It is unfortunate that one of my first acts as new General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation is to respond to unfounded allegations that could cause reputational and financial damage to the directors, officials, and the JFF. The following quotes are attributed to Butler, which the Gleaner would have caused themselves to be a party to. Having published it nationally and internationally via the print and the internet, he asserts that the system in place at the JFF ensures that players from special local clubs are selected for the various national age group teams instead of more gifted players from other outfits. He claims this is because the individuals within the echelons of the JFF are ensuring that their players meet the European standard of being involved in a major percentage of their national teams' matches to be afforded professional contracts. People will break it down now, but we just have to read the whole letter. Only for reading. The way how football runs in Jamaica.
Yes, you are a student after all.
You know, bro.
You're well read.
I say go. You know, the way how football runs in Jamaica, there is no real way to make money of footballers after football other than to sell players overseas. Transfer a player and get transfer fee. So if the president or the hierarchy of the JFF all belong to football clubs and their players need to get caps in order to qualify for a work permit, for a transfer, they will put their players from their clubs in the national team if they are not the best players. So that is what Craig Butler said. So that was a direct quote. Right? That's not what the GenSec is saying.
It don't sound like foolishness to me, though, to be fair.
We're going to adjust it, bro. We just want to finish the letter.
All right.
So the JFF categorically states that there is no system in place as alleged in your publication. There is no such policy at the JFF, which is suggested as entrenched by you. This would in no way be condoned by the organization. In fact, we have repeatedly stated that the coaching staff only selects the players based on their professional assessment. It is therefore misleading and alleged nepotism and corrupt practices by the JFF as a body and the directors, officers, and coaching staff, which could impact the organization and individuals reputationally and financially in the future. That is true. All right. You have also singled out the president of the JFF and broad brush every other director, officer, and coaching staff member, which is unfortunate. And I am requesting the evidence of this to be sent within a week for our enlightenment. It is also signed by Mr. Dennis Strong, the General Secretary. On the email, you know, the president, Mr. Mike Ricketts, is copied. The JFF directors, the coaching staff, and all media. People, what do you make of this email? That was a lot, bro.
Mr. Paul Edwards?
Several mouthfuls. Bro, let's talk about it. So the first thing, the man I say, yo, first of all, Craig, I say people have put players in the system so that them can sell them for make money, and that's the only way they make money from football.
Craig has been singing that song for a hot minute.
Do you disagree?
I do not disagree.
Is that the only way that money is made from football in Jamaica?
Real money?
Yeah.
Yes. How else is real money made from? At gates, at the club games, $500 a seat at a 10,000 seat stadium when JPS done a charge on my arm and leg just to keep the lights on. Get receipts aren't making it. I'm pretty sure Sportsmax aren't providing them with billions of dollars.
And you know, I see a comment, bro. Wayne Harris. Sounds like a lawsuit is coming. No, when you put a time frame on that thing, bro. Because Mr. Chung say, yo, provide the evidence within a week.
The thing about this new GenSec, he's a marketing mogul.
Yeah.
He's well studied. He's intelligent. And trust me, he's well averse at things legal and at things industrial and at things organizational, at things business-wise. If you read up on him,
it's what he's known for
and who he is. Yeah. So he's not Dalton Wint. This man knows about business. This man is a businessman.
Yeah.
More than a football man, this man is a businessman. Currently, many people might not know, I'm studying sports business management at the postgraduate level. And one thing that we've spoken about is his acumen football-wise. And that has come into question. But Chung being a businessman, that's exactly what he's known for, and I think that's why he was hired to fix up the business of the GFF. So,
bro.
if he sees it fit to stamp his foot on wild assertions being made or being put forward into the atmosphere with no evidence to consolidate these claims, I think he has teeth enough to bite back, bro.
Yeah, and also, he mentioned a couple times. He mentioned in this letter a couple times financial damage, reputational damage. Bro, that's a big thing, You don't want he's there to clean up the reputation of JFF. Yeah. You can't just be here out on the internet making loose claims. Not that I'm saying that the Craig Butler claim is loose. And not that's what we're saying. But he's not going to allow it to run. And if Craig Butler can come with his evidence and say, yo, Mr. Chung, here is the evidence, somebody will lose them job. Based on how this man is operating, Mr. Chung, if Craig Butler come with him evidence and say, yo, so the text here where this man admit to, here's a text message between people I'm just calling names. Just because my ex been a point.
No, what I calling a name now. Just
all right. Let's say here's a text message between the head coach of this team and somebody on the board of whatever. On the technical committee, selection panel. And it's a yo, play X, Y, and Z person in this match. And I need you to select this person because they play for Cavalier. Yeah. You see, if Craig Butler get the message and send it to Mr. Chung, somebody will lose their job. Because this man don't like him around.
Bro, this man is not a football man. This man is a businessman. Yeah. And I've always believed that the JFF needs to be run more like a business than as a football club. JFF is not a football club. It's not for. It is a business. Yeah. It's an organization. And I think our Ricketts, the president, is the football man. Yeah. Ricketts is the football man, and Chung is the businessman. Yeah. And a businessman he is.
Yeah. And also, bro, this is a good comment that I can read right now. Dennis Chung is trying.
They're all good comments, by the way. People keep it coming.
Keep it coming and keep the likes going. We have 135 people. Check the likes real quick. But yeah, Stacy and here consultant say, Dennis Chung is trying to make his presence be felt. It's a strategic strategy
79.
In what they are trying to do. I am creating a new outlook for a JFF since he is now at a strong position within the JFF. Yeah, and that is the thing. A lot of people are changing their perspective on the JFF. They are changing the way that they look at the JFF because, if this man is running the ship or if this man is has some amount of control or authority in the JFF.
Which he's the most active in the running of the JFF and he has the second highest level of authority.
Yeah.
Because the GenSec is almost like the executive officer, the person who is going to be doing the vast majority of the work, doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, reporting only to the president, who I think his main responsibility is to sign off on things and to ensure that everything is ordered. But the GenSec is the one responsible for doing the heavy lifting, bro.
Yeah. And bro, again, people, what Craig Butler is saying, I don't know if it's founded in facts. I don't know if Craig Butler have some facts, and that is why he's saying it, or he's saying it based on just, common sense and based on some things that he's heard or, some rooms that he's been in and know what happens. Bro, behind the scenes, we've heard a lot of things. We hear a lot of things behind the scenes. Things that we don't have evidence of and we can't come on here and speak it. Obviously, we're growing in the YouTube space and we're getting a little bit of respect as journalists. And we're getting some insight, we're getting information. Can't come here and make those claims, though. Because then we're going to receive a letter like this from Mr. Chung.
And rightfully so. Clean up shop.
Yeah, you can't really allow, people to be out there just saying what they want about, the JFF. You can't allow it. Hopefully, this attitude translates to winning and the football that we play, because again, he's not pressing around. He is not. May I read some comments real quick, bro? And then, may I pick some parts out of the letter and then we're breaking down. Let's say about that. All right, let's do it. All right, so let's read some comments real quick. Whew, we had a lot coming, bro. All right. So Jason Guna, explain JD White and Topi call-ups when either of them were on any form of note. I think you remember neither of them on any form of note. In White's case, he was a reserve keeper and Topi by all accounts was not in shape. We've asked that question. No. And this is why people are saying, bro, you're clearly not. You clearly have some interest, some conflict of interest here. This is clear to us. Because then we have Conor Barnes Clark. We have other goalkeepers overseas. Yeah. Why wouldn't you call them? They're better than they're probably all younger too. Call them and give them the cap. Why are you giving? Is that just the easy thing to do?
Boyce Clark, he's younger than Jaden White. And he's unequivocally better than Jaden White is. Boyce Clark was one of the standout goalkeepers in the whole under 20 competition. You know, he's taking the Reading Youth Academy by storm.
Mm-hmm.
By storm, he is, bro.
All right. And let's read another comment. Cameron Beckford, JFF need to fix up, brother. And I agree. And based on, you know, the first steps that I see Mr. Chung taking, bro, I like the direction that they're heading. You know, we did that video a couple weeks ago. And we spoke about the appointment of the new coach and the innovation. You know, them offering him a spot in the JFF or as the head coach, and also him being able to practice in Jamaica and all of that. You know, that's innovation right there from the JFF, and we love it. If we don't have the money to hire the best, provide some incentive for them to come here.
Sure.
You know, we love that, and Mr. Chung speaks of this, and this is one of the things that, you know, maybe this is his idea. I like it. This new, you know, inclusion of Mr. Chung, love it. Next comment, Butler must be laughing at them. Yeah, Mr. Butler, Craig Butler probably read this and I say, oh, me get myself already. You know? But the thing is, in the letter, I'm going to read over some parts of it again. Mr. Chung said, provide the evidence within a week.
So from what I hear,
like or else.
That sounds like a cease and desist order is coming very soon with short order. And one thing we know about Craig Butler, you don't tell him to cease or desist, or he will not.
He will not.
So that will just escalate the matter further and further.
And I can tell you, he will not back down. He will not back down. And if this somehow turns into a defamation lawsuit, bro, it's going to be a big deal. Because, you know, Craig Butler has been making these claims. And again, people, we kind of agree with the claims. It look away. It look away. We're not saying what happened or not, but it look away. He's been saying this, you know, for over 5, 6, 7 months. He's been saying this forever. Nobody.
But Dalton Wint is incompetent and doesn't have any idea of how to run a business.
Yeah.
And as such, he's never attempted to rubbish any claim made or any assertion made that may be true or untrue, but is harmful to the JFF. Dalton Wint has what Dalton Wint do? When do? I can't even talk standard English and man talk about. What Dalton Wint do?
I don't know. Can Google real quick.
No, we can't find nothing on Google. And Chung has been the Gen 6 for a matter of seconds, bro, and he's already outdone Dalton Wint. What seems like millennia of BS.
Yeah, and you know that BS led to outrage, you know, from the fans and from the team, and we had some change.
Yeah,
and we don't mind it. See a comment here. It's an interesting comment. So the letter was not addressed to Craig. I said that before I read the letter.
Yeah.
It was addressed to Gleaner. So Craig don't respond. Or Craig don't need to respond. This is true. The letter was addressed to the Gleaner, but there was a message in the letter for Mr. Butler. You know? So Mr. Chung is saying through the Gleaner, Mr. Butler, I'd like you to present these facts that you speak of. I'd like you to present your evidence that we are this corrupt organization and blah, blah, blah. That's all he says. It's just a message to Craig Butler. But we are saying on the back of this message a very strong one, by the way, a very strong message. So on the back of this message, we could see a lawsuit. Because at the end of it,
at least a cease and desist order. From that, then the lawsuit will ensue because we know Craig Butler won't cease and desist.
Yeah, bro, because it sounds like a or else to me. You know, provide the evidence within a week. Or
bro,
else.
You know what we need to do? We need to get Mr. Chung on this channel.
I love that.
I think he and Ryan spoke.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I have to reach out to Ryan. As you know, we and Ryan in a dialogue more a while. I have to reach out to Mr.
Chung.
Ryan LFC.
Oh, Mr. Ryan LFC.
In order to get us in contact with Mr. Chung. Because these are definitely some stuff that I'd like to speak about. And he's been transparent, bro. That's something that I've appreciated with him. You know, he's spoken to the people. He has made his intentions very clear. And he's been very transparent with us. So I'd love to get him on the show.
And he doesn't hide from the media, bro.
Yeah.
Because I saw him even on Sportsmax the other day when they were speaking about the Paul Hall's contract. And he's saying, the Paul Hall's contract, it has one signature. And that's just Paul Hall's signature. And it's some spooky business. Who did that? Clearly not Mr. Chung, because he just got the job, right? Who did that? Who wrote that? Who wrote that unscrupulous contract? Not put only with a contract with only one signature. And he's there facing the media, answering the questions and saying, if the contract is valid, we will pay it. But the contract only has one signature. And I respect that from Mr. Chung. Next comment. G. Godin. Mr. Chung is saying that it's not a policy of the JFF. While it is not a policy, that does not mean that it has not happened. It is clear that Cavalier players that are not as qualified gets put on. That's also true that he's saying that there's not a policy. That doesn't mean that it doesn't happen for true. You know, him saying that this is not how we operate, or this is not how we.
So are we saying that there's a technicality now? Because there's no possible way that Mr. Butler can then provide evidence of something that does not exist
In policy.
So he was being
So you
businessman.
Yeah. You see the words, bro, the words that you use. So he's saying, yo, we now this is not how we work. Our rule book or our handbook doesn't say we're biased, basically. Right? So Mr. Butler, show us where this is in our policy that say, oh, this is how we operate. Because you said this is how we operate. So let's see the handbook that you have that said this is how we operate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's see it. So yeah. Very, very good comment, Jigo did. Very good comment.
For sure.
If we never know me, I tell you, Mr. Chong's son trains with Phoenix, go ask Craig. Okay, we'll find that out. And even so, that doesn't mean, regardless, bro, the man say what him say. Yeah. Stacey and here consultant. Guess what? I'm really hoping Dennis, I think you mean Mr. Chong, Dennis Chong, does his job and we won't hear of any of the mishaps that was happening with Dalton Wynn. Yeah, bro, we just got a lot of leaks out of that camp. You know, we talk about flights not being booked, but we talk about hotel subpar, we talk about the senior team staying at the Horace Center. We talk about players flying commercial or flying coach. Like, it's just poor. It's just poor and incompetence, as I say, is the word that we use to describe it. So hopefully you don't get, some of those stuff.
The work that he's done has already inspired confidence in me, but that doesn't change the fact that he's running a business and he's going to have the JFF's best interest at heart, and as such he might be playing this game. There's no way Craig Butler is going to be able to find evidence of a policy, because there's no such policy ever. There has never been a policy of the sort, and there will never be a policy of the sort. No, can Craig Butler find evidence of nepotism? Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Let's respond to some more comments. Bala kick 90. Chung, you know Chung a businessman, right?
Yeah.
Remember Craig know the football run in Jamaica. Travis Pessoa. Them two you tell CB fan, boys. So we know you will defend CB all the time. Please present your evidence within 15 minutes, sir, and we'll address you. Why do you say we are Craig Butler fanboys? Because you like what the man do as a coach or whatever.
Which comment was that?
Travis Pessoa. Man, I didn't even gonna defend that. It is what it is. Whatever, man. But yeah.
Now we can talk freely or we can't talk freely.
All right,
rest of we can't talk freely.
All right. Stacey on here consultant. Furthermore, Mr. Rudolph Speed mentioned that the JFF contract.
I'm not like foolishness, bro.
Man. Bro, it's whatever. Mentioned that the JFF contract for the new coach includes a governance clause.
People, the only fanboy I'm a fanboy is this or that sports TV.
Just left it now, man.
And the Ricky boys.
Just left it now. Man. Left it. Anyways, for the new coach includes a governance clause which gives the JFF total control of selection if they deem the player not fit to play. See that again. I don't know. I haven't seen that comment, but I hear it stays and I will talk about it. Furthermore, Mr. Rudolph Speed mentioned that the JFF contract for the new coach includes a governance clause that gives JFF total control of selection if they deem the player not fit to play. So that means that the coach can want Andre Blake play, and the selection panel, because of the clause in his contract that says them can overrule selection, can say, we don't want that player play because he's not fit to play. If that is a thing, I don't like it. Because if you hire a man to run a team, you can't tell him who to pick. But you can't tell him who not.
Sometimes the YouTube guidelines and the whole language restrictions, because some of these stuff you just want to react stronger than you're allowed to react, bro. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'll make no further comment on that if that's actually a thing.
Bro, madness. I don't know it to be true. I hear you, Stacey. I don't know it to be true.
But if it's true now, like
But
big
if
ups
it's
in the
true.
Stacey and good looking out. Because I don't put it past this administration.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't put it past this administration. But it's rubbish, bro.
Madness.
You think
Absolute
you can?
garbage.
You think the English FA can tell Gareth Southgate who to select? Are you insane?
Bro, I'm hoping that that's not true. I'm hoping that that's not true. And even if there's a clause or something, that can't be the clause, like in totality. That can't be it. There must be something else to it. Can't be. Can't be. As long as corruption in the JFF, the fans gonna talk. True. All right, let me see what I'm going for the comment here. When you forget that the JFF had banned Butler in the past and Butler never let that stop him. So whenever them are come, whatever them are come with, not gonna stop Butler from talk. Yeah, he's gonna talk. All right, so Stacey, your consultant again. I like Stacey, bro.
Stacey and I'm a G. Stacey, reach out on 4 Power channel one time.
I like Stacey. Stacey
like
chat
she can
some
talk,
she
man.
talk some talk, bro. I like it.
More than Travis Pessoa.
I never tell her like yet, Regine. Anyways, Stacey says your downtown wins apartment was merely based on friendship with the president. My opinion, I like that. You see, she just say, "Yo, my opinion at the end." We know. And we hear you. We hear
No,
you.
we can't tell that say I like shut up.
Can't tell us. I like shut up.
But then again, I saw somebody respond, the same Travis Pessoa, and his response wasn't, of the, I'm gonna have to go. I see him say, when was the Manchester FA president and he was elected, as the Gen Sec, which, I'm not going to act like I am, well averse at how the JFF elections work. Right, I'm not going to come on here and say that. However, I know that Chung's appointment to the post was unorthodox, and he was appointed. So I'd love to hear about the backstory behind Chung's appointment. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, and Travis Pessoa sounds like a defender of Mr. Wind. And bro, if you're defending Mr. Wind, then defend him. Say what you're going to say. Don't just say, "Oh, we are fanboys of somebody else," or "he was this." What did he do that warrants defending? Talk to us. We're here to talk, but don't just make disrespectful comments, bro.
About fanboy.
We don't like it.
I'm a big man, brother.
Anyways, some of them comments I'm not gonna read because they just don't know disrespectful. And bro, them say, "Oh, if you're not getting a hate, then you're not nobody. I'm gonna get some hate."
So why am I not see them?
I love it.
All right.
No, man, I love it, man. Anyways.
Continue read them.
All right, so here one of them I like. And this is what I said to you right now, bro. Mind game music.
Bro, you have to read the disrespectful comment them, bro.
I'm not give them a highlight.
Two can play the game, bro.
No, look, them make them 2 minutes of fame, bro.
You give them 2 minutes
of fame. No, give them. Anyways. So mind games music to you guys. You shouldn't even respond to stupid comments about fanboys. Yeah. All right, here. So Chevron Beard say, "We all know that Travis Pessoa is a CB hater, so you'll never agree to anything CB does." Man, you know him better than me.
I don't know him.
I don't know that, brother.
CB players don't have any rights as them. What? CB?
They don't have any rights that they must be in the national team at no time. So they must say, "Oh,
them not have no rights except for the fact them are the best players in the country."
All right. So if them not have the rights, who have rights? Nobody has the right to be in any team. Nobody must be selected for any team.
I say, Whisper have every right to be in any Jamaica junior team. Whether Whisper was a Craig Butler player or a speed player. And you know how we can disprove Mr. Pessoa's claim? Because we are staunch, as he said, staunch sub-owner. That was Paul Edwards. We are staunch supporters of Richard King's inclusion into the Jamaica national team. And from whose program, Roshan, may I ask, was Richard King derived? Which part him come from?
Cavaliers.
Phoenix?
Cavaliers.
King. And King is a defender we love.
Yeah,
right?
I want King then on the team. King midfield on the team.
King, I've always said this. I hate the fact that local-based players are in our national team. That should never be the case. But I always make an exception for Richard King, don't I? Because I truly believe that he is a solid defender who has the tools to continue to grow and become an even better defender and then become one of Jamaica's best defenders. I've said that time and time again, regardless of which club he plays for, regardless of who manages him.
Yeah.
So how can one then be like, oh, this or that, this or that?
Yeah.
I don't know Speed. I've interviewed Craig Butler a few times.
And I love to interview him as Speed.
Of course.
I love it. I love nothing more.
When I interview Craig Butler, you people watch. And I always learn. So I continue to do it. That don't mean I'm a fan.
The man must have read the comment them, brother. But
Read them,
man
bro.
must read them. Come
Read
here,
them.
seminar add the fuel to the
As
fire.
long as you don't cost nobody on the streets, that.
Anyways,
Read them.
Travis Spencer, we're gonna entertain. Let's do it. We have time. We have time tonight. Let's do it.
I mean, I really have time.
No, we have time. Let's do
right,
it.
go on.
You know, come we never ignore it, but then my partner say, oh, we can't
People
talk.
like up the stream, people. People like up the stream.
Yeah, true.
Like
we
up
have
the
100 odd people. It's a good little stream.
Like up the stream.
I'm gonna read the letter again, but before let's talk to Travis first.
Yeah.
Travis, let's have a conversation.
Is it Travis?
It's Travis, but me want to call him Travis.
No, you're not gonna call him one more time name.
It's Travis, bro.
It's Travis.
All right, Travis. Sorry. All right, so Travis, this and that. I apologize. That was rude of me. I apologize. So this and that. I am no defender of Wind. I don't even know the man. All right. And we are no fanboy of Craig. We don't know Craig personally.
Young boy no storm.
All right, fine. And we'd like to learn. We not say we've seen it all and we know it all. Because we don't. We just love sports, we love football, we love reggae boys, we love Jamaica. And that's what we're all about. That's what we want to talk about.
That's all.
So we not say we know everything. In fact, when we come and we read these comments, we hope to learn. You know, say we and the young lady, why may I forget her name?
Stacey and Bridging.
Stacey, sorry.
What is your problem, bro? Mike, get your head in the game. Like, get your head in the game right now.
You like Stacey?
Huh? Continue the comments.
Sorry, Stacey. You see, Stacey, she's here. Now she's giving some good comments, bro, and we're learning from what she's saying. So I like it. Travis, but even not hate for you, bro. Send the comments, good or bad. It is what it is. All right, where we at?
Continue, bro. Continue with the comments.
All right, so Travis Pessoa again. Same address somebody.
Yeah.
Only one player of note. LB, no one else. So stop hyping. Bro, I can't say whisper, bro. I can't say Dan Hugh Mitchell, bro.
Bridging, as I say, Liam Bailey is at 24, 25. So if you get Liam Bailey, 5 years later, him get Whisper. And then 5 years later, what is that name? Mighty Ants? And let's just say 5 years later.
Yeah, dead boy.
That would be 3 in 15 years. And as I said, we are no fans of Craig Butler the person, but we do believe that.
But we don't care.
We do believe that Craig Butler have a space in Jamaican football for sure.
Yeah,
very good at what he does at producing good players. And Liam Bailey is the only one to be bought for 30 million, but he does have other professionals overseas.
Yeah, for sure.
So I take it as you may.
Brother, and without even the whole Liam Bailey thing, bro, because we don't really talk about Liam Bailey and Craig Butler's, what they've done on the channel. We don't really talk about it. But even so, bro, the guy can coach, dude. Mr. Butler can coach. Coach Butler, he can coach. Like, we see it and we speak to him about his philosophy and whatever. Man can coach, brother.
All right, so
say
Mind Games music. What I would oh yeah, by the way, Stacey left us adapt, bro. Okay.
Stacey, big up yourself. We like Stacey over here.
Mind Games is that Mind Games music. What I would love Craig to ask JFF is name a player from Manning Cup that dominated and scored the most goals, or in the top 5 yet did not make Jamaica under 20.
Bro, you see when Junior Flemings did do a whisper do?
Junior Flemings captain under 17 team. Junior Flemings was called up to the under 17 at 15 and then opted not to go because he know that he would have a next chance at it when he was 17 to captain the team.
I know.
And rightfully so, because Junior Flemings had to have been the captain of the under 17 team because he was absolutely outstanding as a schoolboy. You know who is absolutely outstanding as a schoolboy?
Talk to me.
Dejan Richards.
And what Whisper is doing, it's on the level of Junior Flemings.
It has surpassed it, bro. Junior Flemings, I think, scored 20 odd goals. Whisper is well on his way to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the fact
17 assists.
He almost has 20 assists.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Not to mention Daniel Mitchell, who is a centre back. And I've openly criticized the use of Daniel Mitchell. I believe he'd be better served playing in his natural centre-back position. But every time we've spoken to Mr. Butler about it, he's always said that he plays in defense but has the ability to get forward and score goals. He's a defender that scores a lot of goals. And like no defender, can I safely say no defender has ever scored 20 goals in Man U? It's not statistically proven, but I think this is unprecedented, don't you think?
Yeah.
And it just so happens that Dejan Richards is a Phoenix product. Daniel Mitchell is a Phoenix product. And I think those guys are two of, if not the two best players in the Manning Cup this season. That's not a mistake. And both of those guys were omitted from this year's Jamaica under-20 team, which had defensive deficiencies
and
goal scoring deficiencies. And midfield deficiencies, to be honest, and a lot of other deficiencies. But to note, we had a problem stopping the opponents from scoring, and we had a problem scoring. Jamar Clark seemingly scoring penalties only. When we have players at both ends of the field, just a few months later, managing to score for fun and stopping people from scoring for fun. And those guys weren't even given a look in. So yes, Mr. Chung, while I do agree with you that there can't be a policy, there couldn't have been a policy stating that, only Cavaliers and Harborview and Arnett and Waterhouse players will be involved in selection. While there definitely isn't a policy like that, I know for sure there's protocol, whether it be formal or informal, that incites the preference for the players of those teams over players who are associated with teams that aren't those teams. It's clear, Mr. Chung.
Bro, you know another thing that we need to address? This comment. Travis, you know that Phoenix players don't play in JFF competition, so they won't get selected. Only if they go out and play for clubs or them school. We have to address this. So we got some information the other day that the under-20 selection, when that was going on, the players need to have some affiliation with a club.
Is that founded though?
No, we got that information behind the scenes. I'm not reporting anything. I'm not breaking any news. I'm saying that we heard that from a decent source that is how it works. In fact, we heard it from a source that is close to the source that selects the team. So we hear some things. We never can break it because obviously we're not sitting on paper. We said we can't do that. It's not responsible. No, if this is in fact true, because when you look at it, Bicknell was listed as a
Waterhouse player.
That's how he was selected. He plays with Phoenix.
And I saw Waterhouse make an Instagram post congratulating Xander Bicknell on his selection and his outstanding performances in the competition. And Mr. Butler would have commented under the Waterhouse post saying that he's not a Waterhouse player. He's a Phoenix player. To be honest, Mr. Butler, he was registered under
Waterhouse. And then, and every single player that was selected, they were, their team. It was not their school. It was their team that was there under their name.
Yeah, which is how it should be, because we shouldn't be sending an under-20 team and saying Kingston College beside of it, because USA are sending Gaga Slonina and in years past Josh Sargent and Christian Pulis playing in Europe at the time. So there's no way we should have been sending high schoolers. They would have had to be associated with a club.
Yeah, but if the thing is, the stipulation say you have to be associated with a club registered in Jamaica, bro.
And then again, no, because we did have players from Wolverhampton and Reading and so on.
Not in Jamaica, but I guess a club, not an academy.
Yeah, bro.
Phoenix is an academy. So,
to be honest, Connors Boyce Clark is registered with Reading Academy. He's an academy player. He's not a part of the first team or any of the youth teams. He's an academy player. He has not graduated. I think he's going to graduate from the academy this year, considering that.
So is that stipulation only for the Jamaican players?
Or is it even a stipulation?
Or is there even
as I said, is it one of those informal policies?
Yeah.
That we're only going to select players from registered Cassava club, but it's not written on paper? Or is it a case where we're just not going to select players from Phoenix?
Questions that we won't get the answer to. Where was I? But you want to read on comment?
Read it then.
All right, so obviously, Bad Guys and Travis Pessoa, they're going back and forth in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
So, him say, yo, stop your foolishness, bro. If the players are doing well, they can't be ignored of getting selected for the under 20, the under 17, under 20, under 22 or senior team. I'll just say Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey was ignored. Leon Bailey was snubbed, and that's probably the biggest one, you know, in our history of selecting players to represent Jamaica. Leon Bailey did represent Jamaica until just the other day. Madness. All right. All right. So Mind Games Music say, yo, we would like the JFF to make it public what strategies are used to choose players, because I don't think it's statistics that they use. I'd love to have that talk with them, bro. How do they select players, and why are some players selected and why are some players snubbed?
People, if you guys can make this happen for us, we really appreciate it. In addition to liking the stream, by the way, let me check.
Can we soon cut? Let
me check and see. How much? 115. Like, that's not bad.
I'll take it. But continue liking. If you don't like the stream, like the stream.
In addition to liking the stream and subscribing, of course, and share the video to at least 10 people. All right.
I don't know.
Try to get us. We have a wish list. You know, Rudolph Speed, Mr. Chung, Mr. Ricketts, Dalton Wint. We'd still love to hear what the hell he did all those years he was on our payroll. Who else? Theodore Whitmore. Hilgrimson, is that his name?
Yeah. Hilgrimson.
Yeah. Those are all people on our wish list that we'd love to have on the show. And if any one of you guys are connected in the slightest, please help us get them on the show. Because I believe that we possess the capabilities to ask them the questions that need to be asked. I really do believe so, bro. And I'd love to have each and every one of those guys on our wish list. Just ask them, whether it be what are their plans for the future, what the hell were they thinking in the past, so on and so forth.
I'm going to put up the letter one more time so you people can read it. And then...
Big up Owen.
Big up Owen every time. And then we all leave them, bro. Yeah, because we say we're going to do it all. We've done that one. And so,
bro, we need to start going live more often.
People like the vibe.
Yeah, and I forgot how fun it was interacting with people. You know?
But we can't make it too long, because that's not really our style, bro.
Bro, some people still make it difficult to come live, you know, bro. Like you see some negativity and you kind of be like, I don't want to continue.
No, the thing is I want to address it, but I just know that it's I can't.
Because you're a professional.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm not a professional.
People, you can have a look at the article.
I've never been a professional. So
the email, sorry. I'm not going to read it over again. It was a lot of reading. But I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave it running. You guys can.
Bro, see, even tell me you can't read a simple letter.
We just read it all like a bro. I think I did a decent job.
I disagree.
Go for it.
I don't think you did that.
Do a better job.
All right, people, let me say them want me to read it, because obviously Rush.
I could see what made a book up for offer.
All right, so people, once again, before we leave, I just want to recite a letter to you guys, because it really was informative, bro. Like, all fun and jokes aside.
Yeah.
So, dear sirs, I refer to your article titled "The Craig Butler Project Part 2," published in the Gleaner on Sunday, October 30th, 2022, and certain comments attributed to Mr. Butler. It's unfortunate that one of my first acts as the new General Secretary of the JFF is to respond to unfounded allegations that could cause reputational and financial damage to the directors, officers, and the JDF.
Yeah.
And the JFF. I'm here, officers, and then automatically.
Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm here. It's all right.
The following quotes are attributed to Butler, which the Gleaner would have caused themselves to be a party to, having published it nationally and internationally via print and internet. People, to me, that sounded like yo, Gleaner, gonna allow the man for put him stand up on phone platform, you know. So when we start fire shot and only get phone one to, you know, don't say.
Don't ball to me.
Don't. But to God. Like, because, bro, the fact that they said that the following quote attributed to Mr. Butler, which the cleaner would have caused themselves to be a party to, it's like, yeah, say, yo, brother, I see you part with the Russian virgin. So the foolish is a Russia talk, you know. On this side, that sports TV, you know, where you put out, you know. Trust me, tie back to you, you know. So when I come after the cleaner head and Craig Butler head, don't say, oh, we're just don't shoot the message. No man, the messenger will get it to man.
Yeah, my messenger can get it to man. If I don't like the messenger better run when him deliver that.
All right. So that's what I'm getting from that, you know. I continue. He asserts that the system in place at the JFF ensures that players from special local clubs are selected for various national age group teams instead of more gifted players from other outfits. He claimed this is because individuals within the echelons of the GFF are ensuring that players meet the European standard of being involved in a major percentage of their national team matches to be afforded professional contracts. And this is a quote that I think you would have taken from the excerpt that the Gleaner made themselves party to by publishing. The way how football runs in Jamaica, there is no real way to make money off football other than to sell a player overseas, transfer a player, and get a transfer fee. So if the president or hierarchy of the JFF all belong to a football club and their players need to get the caps in order to qualify for the work permit for a transfer, they will put their players from their club into the national team, even if they are not the best players. That's something that we've heard Craig Butler assert via various platforms. But because the Gleaner made themselves, I'm not going to repeat that again, but people will get the message. The JFF categorically states that there is no system in place, as alleged in your publication. This directed to the Gleaner, by the way, people. There is no such policy at the JFF which is suggested as entrenched by you. This would in no way be condoned by the organization. In fact, we have repeatedly stated that the coaching staff only selects players based on their professional assessment. It is therefore misleading and alleges nepotism and corrupt practices by the GFF as a body and the director's office, the directors, officers, and the coaching staff, which could impact the organizations and individual reputationally and financially in the future. So that's basically it, bro.
That's it, people. You heard the letter. We're gonna leave it up a little bit. We're gonna leave it soon. Obviously, there are a couple ways to leave the stream, but you have to subscribe. You have to like the video if you like the video. You have to also like the video if you like Rush. If you like Joe Mara and don't like Rush, like the video. If you don't like me, if you like neither of us,
like the video. Like the video to show how badly you don't like us. Just like it. Travis Presto, like the video. You see me?
Yeah. And watching it, even if you don't like any of us, but you like what we do, like the video. You see, pre.
All right. So let's read some comments before we leave them, bro. Let's read some comments. It's 9 p.m. right now.
My favorite comment.
All right, I can see it.
You guys should come live every day. Your shows are informative and engaging. It gives your channel the opportunity to grow faster. You should consider doing 5-minute shows daily, if nothing else. Bro, thank you for that.
Definitely taking it into consideration.
Yeah, we're working on it. You don't know the live thing and really where we did find when we start. Yeah, that's not where we started.
And to be fair, because we are growing, we both have to be doing other things in order to keep the lights on, in order to bring this content to you guys. But obviously, the more you guys subscribe, the more you guys support the channel, the more we'll be able to engage, because the more we'll be able to depend on YouTube. Because that's where we want to get to, bro. Where we just come and do this every single day. We talk to the people. And obviously, we're not saying, we want a billionaire off it. But we want to get to a point where we can just solely dedicate ourselves to bringing content to you guys.
Yeah.
And as of now, that's not necessarily the case. But day by day, bro, we grow more and more and we get closer and closer. Because of the people like you guys who are supporting us. We're this close to 4,000, bro.
We're almost
in
there.
1 year. It
3.6
seems surreal.
subscribers. Yeah, and I want to get to 5,000 before the year is done. So people just putting it out there. If you like what we do, share the channel, man. Subscribe. You know, Tingo. 2 more comments. So Wayne Suarez say, "Yo, so JFF, why Liam Bailey never got selected until he dominated in Germany?"
Considering that there is no policy, that's a good question.
That's a very good question. Another one, I like this one too. Annabelle Wilson say, "Oh, didn't understand a thing because I'm not into sports, but was entertained." LOL, keep it up. Pick up yourself, Annabelle Wilson. You know the thing, though. This is that sports TV represent for you every time.
Annabelle know the badness coming.
Yeah, Tashima Tam say, "Hey guys, criticism come with the job. Continue to do what you do. I love the videos. I'm a KC fan and yes, also a female. Female, come on through tonight, bro. Them are right through, bro.
As it should be, bro.
Yeah.
Because we're always riding for the females, I like.
Yeah, all right, Tashima, big up yourself. You don't know. This is that sports TV represent for you every time."
And to this comment by Wayne Swire, I've always said it's the biggest travesty, bro, that Liam Bailey has never represented Jamaica at any age group level. Imagine had Lionel Messi not played under 17s and under 20s and under 23s at the Olympics, right? Imagine, why is this? Imagine, I don't even know, Josh Sargent. He's played for US at all unders. Christian Pulisic has played for US at all. Javier Hernandez. All of the players, you know, Erling Haaland, so on and so forth. I can go for it and list all the players that have eventually made it to where they need to be. You know, they've played for their country. They've had numerous caps, tens of caps for their players at the unders level. And Liam Bailey didn't represent us until at 22. How?
That makes sense.
And we're going to see the same thing happen again with Dejan Richards. I'm not saying he definitely deserves a spot in the senior team over Andre Gray and Shamar Nicholson and Mikel. And by no means am I saying that. I'm saying I would give him a spot. I would carry him on the team if I wanted to gain some senior experience. But if you are going to tell me that Whisper has yet to play under 17 for us, he's yet to play under 20s for us, and he's always made himself available because we've spoken to his father. And his father tells us that Whisper wants to wear the Jamaica shirt. He wants it so badly. And to have that shirt kept away from him for anything else but the fact that he's not good enough is evil. It's absolutely evil,
Should not be deprived of that. Should not at all.
The only way, like me, I wanted to play football for Jamaica.
I still want to play football for Jamaica.
You know,
now what know people just not good enough when they're ready.
Exactly. And I just did not possess the talent to play for Jamaica. But for no other reason but not being talented enough, should anybody deprived of the opportunity to win.
Me not pay for play for Jamaica.
Swear to God.
You see how much of the period? 15 grand, 15 business them I work. Yeah. Me we get a JFF 15 grand.
Just
for a spot.
Just for walk out.
Bro, for put on the black, green and gold, bro, put on that yellow shirt and that black shorts, bro. I would do that.
Yeah, and we spoke and it's
so imagine
obviously we hear Mr. Richards get emotional about the situation. Like we hear him say how badly his son wants to play for Jamaica, how badly his son wanted to be a part of this under-20 team, how badly Whisper wanted to help Jamaica qualify for the World Cup. To hear that, bro, it breaks my heart. Just to know that he's kept out of this team, not because he's not good enough to make this team. I see people listing the likes of Scarlett and Jamar Clark and saying, whose spot would he be in? We see them try Duncan McKenzie forward in the competition. Whisper definitely could be one of those forwards, and I do believe he's good enough to be an academy player in England. It just so happens that he hails from a community in Port Royal and not Port Vale and not Birmingham and not Leeds. It just so happens that he's from the parish of St. Andrew. And not the St. Andrew in England, but the St. Andrew in Jamaica. You know, it just so happens that he hails from the county of Surrey. Not Surrey in England, but Surrey in Jamaica. And I think that is the only reason why he isn't a part of an academy right now. The likes of Boyce Clark and Jamar Clark and Scarlett, Omari Hutchinson, so on and so forth. Because, bro, he's so obviously in the caliber of those guys. Because the thing about it is, we saw Alexander Bicknell play. You know, we saw Blake play. We saw Lamont Rochester play. We saw Duncan McKenzie, Christopher Pearson, Tyrant Simmons. We saw them play.
We saw what they also did in the competition that he's playing in right now.
Yeah, exactly. and we saw that the academy players in England, though better than them noticeably, where it wasn't night and day. Like, it wasn't like, oh, like those players were good and then the rest of play them bug. Like, we see Rochester play with them. We see Blake play some good football. We saw spurts of Duncan McKenzie showing that he is indeed a good player. And those players weren't a part of the academy system. And I genuinely believe that many Jamaicans would be a part of the English academy system had they been English.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I think that's undisputable. I think what I'm saying is so obvious. So the people went say, oh, who Spot Whisper could have taken? Any one of them?
Anybody. Any one of them. Anyways.
See that Boyce Clark, apparently he graduated.
The second string at Reading.
Yeah, well, rightfully so.
And what was it?
I just mentioned that he was about to graduate soon. Yeah? But at the time, he was an academy player. Bro, Boyce Clark has to be international, bro. That's for another life. That's for another video, bro.
Yeah. But are we that people? I hope you guys like live. If you did like live, leave a like. Subscribe to this at Sports TV. Share the video, please. You know why I'm telling you to share the video, and I'm telling you that, so it all feel weird. Where you want them to, bro?
I want you guys to share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us at least 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys does that, you know how many subscribers that will get us by the end of the day.
Holy.
People might have to hurry up because we have to catch Wendy's before a lot. You know, so we have to. But anyways,
that's how you would. I tell them that.
No, Bridget, but
fry, Bridget. Good soul food. If
no, but if some people want Wendy's, I'm gonna have to get Wendy's. Allow me to tell
people are showing it too much. Anyways, but no, this is That Sports TV.
I know.
Yes, sir.